Hello, my friend. Welcome to the Back to Me podcast. This is Heather, and I'm super excited. This is a bonus episode. Every month, I sit down with someone who I think is super interesting and I think has some really valuable information to share. And I'm giving you one of those today. This week is Alicia Belvedere from BeInBreath, and she tells us how she got into breathwork and breathwork coaching and how it has transformed her life. And I love doing these interviews because not only do you get to learn stuff, but I get to learn stuff too. So enjoy the episode. Let me know what you think and give us a like, give us a follow, and send some questions if you have any. I would love to hear your questions. Heather at prosperityflowcoaching.com. Enjoy the end of the episode, and I will talk to you soon. Hi, my friends. Welcome. This is the Back to Me podcast, and this is Heather, and I am super excited that you're here. You are going to hear some tips and some tricks and some ideas to help you live your happiest and healthiest self. I call it Back to Me because when you are taking care of yourself, back to me, then you can take better care of others, and we can all make the world a better place. This is Wellness Your Way, and I am super happy that you're here. A minute. There we go. Okay, I think there. Look, live. We're live.
We are.
Gonna have a drink. Okay, yay, we're live.
Woo.
And it is Friday. Holy moly! It's not the 22nd of October, is it?
It is.
Oh my gosh! Time is like, I just had to look at the calendar. So, hello, friends. Whether you're live or whether you're going to tune in later and watch this. As you know, I am Heather from Prosperity Flow Coaching, and this is I might change the name at some point, but I call it our Coach Coffee Chat. I guess, everybody's in a coach in their own way. And today, the super duper Alicia Belvedere, and is your company called BeInBreath?
It's InBreath.
InBreath.
But the website is BeInBreath.
BeInBreath. Okay, so InBreath, and I'm going to post this in the chat so that people can find it. Because I want people to be able to find you. And we were having a conversation the other day about breath because I've been teaching yoga for 17 years. I know.
Impossible, Heather.
Impossible. I started when I was 5.
Yes.
So, 17 years. And there's lots of breath work in yoga. And even as a massage therapist, when I'm doing massage therapy, like in massage school, we talk about breath and using it to help people change their stress levels and nervous system. And even I'm just thinking in coaching and everything in life. What do they do when you're stressed out? Stop and breathe, right?
Yeah.
So when you were telling me about all this breath work that you've been doing, I got super excited and I wanted to know more stuff.
Yeah.
So tell me how you got into it. Like, that's curious to me.
Well, it started with a phone call from a friend who had just come out of a transformational breathwork session. And she told me, you've got to try this. You've got to go and do this. And I'd never heard of breathwork before. And
not even in yoga?
I mean, I've done a few yoga classes here and there. And yes, I knew pranayama, you can work with the breath or breathe as you move, but that's about it. That's all I knew about it. Right. So really coming at this with nothing. And so I booked myself into the next session and I'm in this room. We're tightly packed. This is pre-COVID,
right?
We're like head to head, we're lying down and this woman is guiding us through this very intensive breathing. And I had an amazing experience.
Wow.
And when I got out, I was like, I need to know everything about this. And it wasn't soon after that I thought, I need to teach this. I need to do this again. And then I need to teach it to people because everybody should have this experience.
Right. How long a session? Like, I've never heard of that kind of class. Like,
so these are long. This was an hour and a half class.
Wow, that's a lot of breathing.
Yeah, you start with loosening up, and you start with preparing the mind and body, and then you breathe for an hour. And
is it all the same breath, or do you do different practices for
nope,
the
for this one that I did, and there are different methods, there are people doing different things, but for what I did, it was in and out through the mouth for an hour.
Whoa.
And at first you feel like you're not going to survive this.
I know. I was just my brain just went, I couldn't do that.
Yeah. The first 10 minutes are the hardest. But once you get over that hurdle, you're like, I'm so thirsty, and you're coughing.
I'm just like, I'm bringing I just need to take a drink. Hold
on. Then you get over that, and you get to a new place, and your mouth starts to water itself, and you aren't putting effort in anymore. You're just in it, and you're doing it, and you get into a flow.
Wow.
And something happens. Your prefrontal cortex just melts away, and you're really in your body. You feel sensations in your body. It's possible that you experience something called tetany, where your hands become like lobster claws and you can't move them. But you're warned about this beforehand, and so you know that you're still safe.
Okay.
So you kind of get like this.
Do they come undone at the end?
Absolutely, absolutely. And you can just calm your breathing down if it's really bothering you, but it is safe. It's just oxygen is not getting to all your tissues. So
that doesn't sound safe.
It's safe in this situation.
Okay.
To walk around breathing through your mouth all day, every day is not safe. That's what people with chronic stress and panic disorder and people with anxiety, the breath is very closely related to that. Because if you are breathing shallow into your chest, you're not oxygenating your body. Now I'm getting really technical here.
Okay. Go for it.
You're throwing off all the CO2 because it's just coming out of your mouth. It's coming out. You're breathing shallow. You're not breathing deeply into the lungs. You're not breathing where most of the blood is in your lungs. You're not using your diaphragm, and that could stiffen up. And those short, shallow breaths leads to less oxygen to your brain, to your tissue, and to your muscles. Over time, this is like a lot of our chronic modern ailments or diseases are caused by inflammation.
Right.
And the root of that is the way we breathe.
Okay. So do you think that the inflammation is caused by the way we breathe, or which comes first?
Well, definitely if you are feeling unwell, if you have a lot of busyness in your mind, you can try to
right now. I mean, that's so crazy.
Exactly.
Right.
You can try to take control of your thoughts and your mind, or you can try to take control of your breath. For me, it's a lot easier to take control of my breath, which in turn helps calm my mind because I take myself into the parasympathetic nervous system.
Right.
If we're breathing shallow through our mouth, we're in the sympathetic nervous system. That's where we're supposed to be when we are ready to exercise, or we're ready to fight or flight. But it's not where we should be all the time. It's not a bad place to be. It's just we shouldn't be walking around in this state. And so we have so much perceived stress in our lives these days. So much stress. And I feel like it's taking a really big toll on our health, like our general health. And if we can just learn to breathe properly, low, slow, light, into our lower lungs, where we're activating the diaphragm. We can help. It's the key, like you said earlier in our pre-chat, the key to changing our state.
Right. And someone telling you to calm down, your brain just goes, shut up. Right.
Yeah. Right.
So it's like a way to do it without, like, do it naturally without trying to force something. Right.
Yeah.
What do you think about, because I've seen people who, I remember my little brother, and maybe he grew out of it, mouth breathers, like it wasn't due to stress. They just always seem to breathe through their mouth. Do you think that's, like, I don't know anything about that. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, well, James Nestor talks about this in his book, where he went and he studied the skulls of our ancestors, when we were hunters and gatherers, and their teeth were perfectly straight. There's no crooked teeth. The wisdom teeth are in there. They're all in there. All the teeth are there. They didn't go get them extracted.
Obviously, my mouth is too full.
Right. Now we're getting them. So how that connects is that what they were eating, they're really exercising the jaw. And by doing so, they're changing it. The way that our jaw was conducive to breathing through our nose. We had nice, large air passageways. When our diet changed, when we became farmers and we're eating softer foods, it's not, it's something called like disevolution. So our face.
You're saying we're devolving?
Yes, our face is devolving. And so if you look at my face, my profile, my chin is tapered in, my airways are smaller. It should be that I have a nice wide jaw and that inside my nose is nice and wide. But as we move more and more into modern times, our airway is getting smaller and smaller. Our nose airways are getting smaller and smaller, and inside, like the back of our throats, are getting smaller. Wow. So this is a problem.
Yeah, since we breathe to live. Like,
exactly.
I see a small problem.
Yeah. So your brother, sorry, to go back to your brother.
Yeah. If he sees this later, no problem there, Sean. It's all right.
You're fine, Sean. But if he's sleeping with his mouth open, if lots of people sleep and they don't realize that their mouth has fallen open, and that's why I recommend taping your mouth closed. It may sound very crazy, but it is something that a lot of people are doing, and it's highly recommended. That's 7 to 8 hours of nose breathing, and it reprograms your brain to breathe through your nose.
Okay.
If I had one message to give everybody, it's breathe through your nose. That's what your nose is meant for. It slows down the breath. It filters. But
why did you spend an hour breathing through your mouth?
That's for transformation.
Okay. Because I remembered you talking about breathing through your nose. I'm like, wow, an hour through my mouth. Eek. Okay, so like breath work is an umbrella. There's all these different things you can do. You may have heard of Wim Hof and holotropic breath work. Also, there's the Buteyko method. There's all these different schools. And so on one end of the spectrum, you have this transformational breath. That's like holotropic breath, rebirthing, where you go into these altered states. And usually, and most often, that is done through the mouth. Cheaper than drugs.
Cheaper than drugs, but just the same effect.
Okay.
I've had some really pretty amazing experiences.
Oh my God.
So that's just an exercise. You don't want to do that every day.
Okay, good.
That's
don't
an exercise
every day either.
Right, exactly. Breathing properly is on the other end of the spectrum, and it does not involve the mouth. So I just want to make sure that that's clear.
Okay. Yeah. Because people walk around going,
no, please don't. Please don't. I hope they didn't just see that part and walked away mouth breathing.
I'll put a little disclaimer. We didn't tell you to breathe. We didn't tell you to spend your whole day breathing through your mouth. Well, it's funny because when I was a little, I wasn't even a little kid. In my 30s, when I slept, I actually couldn't breathe through my nose. I thought my nose was too small. Turns out it is.
It is.
Like, I just thought I was strange. I thought my nose is too small. I can't breathe through my nose when I'm sleeping.
And still now?
Well, then I cut out dairy.
And it opened it up.
And now I can breathe through my nose when I'm sleeping. Unless if I'm on my back, I can't. It's just like
it was too inflamed. That was inflammation, right?
Inflammation, too much mucus.
Mucus.
Let's get real. Let's get real here.
It was all snotty up there.
My whole body was filled with too much goo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dairy. Now, I know we're not talking about diet today, but dairy solved a lot of problems for me. And I have had, because I used to do Kundalini quite regularly, and they do a lot of crazy breath work. Have you tried any of their stuff? Like, I don't know what they would be called, what methods are, like breath of fire and all these things.
Yes, definitely.
Yes. Felt like the front of my head would just explode. Right?
I love it. I love using breath of fire when I wake up in the morning, get myself going, tap in and get blood flowing, get my brain going. I don't feel groggy. I don't feel like, morning time. I do my breath of fire and I'm up and ready to go.
So how long do you do it for?
I just do 3 rounds of 20.
Okay, that's not bad.
No, not bad at all. It doesn't have to be long. It's not like if you start a meditation practice, you need to set up a space and this is for people who don't really like meditation. This really could, if you just focus on your breath, although breathing could be your anchor during meditation for sure, but you can put your hands into it depending on what you do. So it just takes you to so many different places. There's just so much you can do and work with when we're talking about the breath.
So do you use that instead of coffee?
Yeah, I don't drink coffee.
Oh, look at you. Me neither, but but I have other, there's other things you can do.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because I do have a meditation practice and I do it first thing in the morning, but I always have to do something else before I start meditating because, like you said, I'd have that like la 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 brain where I'm just not quite up yet.
You should do breath of fire now.
Maybe I'll try that. Breath of fire. Note to self. Breath of fire, and then meditate. Because I'm a meditation facilitator. Of course I am. I have like a million different meditations, and I kind of just pick my favorite one for a period of time. But yes, that would be very cool to think about that as an experiment. And did I tell you that I'm doing a 6-week program for wellness starting in January?
No, tell me more.
Oh my God. So it's 6 weeks and I'm only having 10 ladies in it. And it's going to be like it's basically you're going to, by the end of it, be creating your personalized self-care plan, whatever that looks like. Because you just made that comment that some people like meditation, some people don't. So it's like, I want to introduce, maybe it's yoga, maybe it's Zumba.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe it's breath, maybe it's walking, like walking meditations. That'll be harder to do online, but we'll figure it out. Like seated meditations and mantras and journaling and also community. So that's why I'm keeping it to 10 people because I want them to be able to connect and support each other. So your program, what would be super cool if you came in one day and talk?
I'd love to.
Wouldn't that be cool? Of course, we have to make sure it wasn't during school hours.
Well, I'm half not a teacher. I'm just work when I want to. So
wow, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
It's nice to be the boss of you, right?
Oh, it's life-changing, I tell you.
Totally.
Never been happier, Heather.
True. I am the same. What did I left corporate a long time ago.
A
long time ago, I left corporate and became the boss of me, and it was the best ever.
I know. And I love hearing that story. And I love hearing anybody's story when they say they left their 9 to 5, they left their well-paying job to follow their heart. And I'm following in those footsteps, but I really needed to hear it a lot from other people.
So when was the first time you did the transformation breath?
3 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you just told me about it recently?
I'm sure we've talked about it before, Heather.
Maybe, but usually I remember everything everybody tells me. I just put it away in the vault.
Maybe I was keeping it a secret for the absolute right time to tell you.
That's it.
Yeah.
You knew that now is the right time.
Yeah.
So then do you run workshops and things? Or
so right now I'm working one-on-one with people. And that's how I want to start. Then I want to get into groups and facilitate bigger groups. But for now, I'm really enjoying one-on-one and really talking to the individual and creating a plan specifically designed for them and their needs, and checking in on them often and watching them in their journey. So that's what I'm focused on right now.
Oh, we need to have a chat, because you could, like, even small groups, you could do all of that still personal touch stuff, but expand how many people who could benefit from this. Like,
all right,
because you only have
teach me the way.
You only have so many hours in a day, my friend. And
yes.
We're trying to, share the love and help as many people as we can at one time, right? So
absolutely,
that's why I'm doing this Back to Me. It's called Back to Me. My program is called Back to Me. Back to Me for the stressed out, super successful, overachieving women that we are, so that they can take care of themselves. Nice. And the more you take care of yourself, the more you can take care of other people. Like, I'm not telling you not to take care of other people, but that's why I decided I was doing lots of one-on-one coaching, but want to help more people at the same time. And also the power of a group is interesting. Like, the power of more than one person at a time. I was in a meeting this morning. It was a networking meeting, and one person said something, and then somebody thought of something, and then somebody else thought of something. And then it was like, whoa, so many good ideas just started flying, just because there was 6 of us in the room. I was like, that's amazing. Like, the power.
For sure. Group. Yeah, you're absolutely right. The power of the group and community is big. Yeah. And
I know, I mean, often even I start, and when you start, you're like, one person at a time.
That's what it is.
I get it. I get you.
I'm easing my way in here.
So do people sign up for like a consult, or how does that look like?
Well, yeah, that would be great. Sign up for a consult.
Right. I haven't gone to look at your website.
So on my website, it's really informative, because it's like, what do you need? And what do you need? Is it asthma that you're suffering from? Is it that you want to have a transformation? Is it that you just want to do stress management? Because there's different things that I would do for each person. So yeah, you would just tell me what you're looking for, and you sign up for, I like to do 4 sessions in a row. I think that's the most impactful. So, and not just like one session, but 4 in a row to truly get.
In a row is like one day, 4 days in a row?
No. Just 4 sessions over a month, it could be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, but also if you just want to have one session, that's fine too. Yeah.
Whatever you want.
Whatever you want. Yeah. Have a session. Great.
So what I do is, so people who aren't, because sometimes people just don't know, right? They're like, I don't know about this coaching thing. I don't know about this breath thing. So I have like a short, I call it like a discovery call. We're like, let's just get on the phone and chat and see, what are you trying to do? And I mean, I'm going to be honest, like, if I can't help you, I'm going to tell you I can't help you, and I'm going to suggest hopefully people that I know that can help you. But that's always like the intro.
Yeah.
I'm just remembering when I got my family doctor that I had now, I had to go to make sure we actually liked each other. It was like the doctor interview. I was like, I'm being interviewed by my doctor.
Yes.
How is that a thing? But
did he pick you?
It's a her, actually, believe
Oh,
it or not.
I can't believe I did that.
I can't
Yep.
believe you did that.
I thought you said he. No, you
I
said
didn't.
my doctor.
My doctor.
Wow, that's terrible.
It's all good. You
Yeah.
know, we've had a long life of that we have. We're
Mhm.
still working our way out of that.
Yeah.
But yes, so we did decide to work together.
Perfect.
She was okay with my quirkiness. Right.
Yes.
But yeah, so that's interesting. Like, and I'll do the same thing. Like, I think people should work on coaching for at least minimum of 3 months to get somewhere, but longer is better, obviously, because every
Yeah.
time you're working, stuff comes up. But I'll talk to people for one meeting or something just to see if I can help them out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what was I going to say? Website. Yes, your website. So BeInBreath.com.
Yes.
Be in your breath.
Be in your breath. Turn to your breath every time. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, how long are your sessions? Are they like you spend an hour with them, or
45 minutes is usually enough?
Right. That's
yeah.
You're not going to make them breathe through their mouth for an hour.
No, we're not doing that unless that's what you want, unless that's what you order, the transformational breath.
Unless you want the free LSD.
My true passion right there. But most people are afraid of that. They don't know what it is yet. And so it might come later.
Right. Well, just even the description of it.
Just
the description of it. When you first described it, I was like, oh, like my internal self started to back away from that because it sounded scary.
Yeah. I should have never described it. I should just say that it brings you to an amazing place.
But it's okay because so my internal self, part of my internal self backs up, and then the rest of me goes, hell yeah, let's just go try that out. Right?
Yes. Yes.
It's an adventure. What could go wrong?
Releases any sort of grief that's been stuck, any kind of trauma. You can have like a great experience of getting it out, moving the energy.
Do people cry?
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Do they?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you're releasing stuff, I mean, even massage. I had a client yesterday who asked me, do people cry very often in massage? I'm like, all the time.
Yeah.
Because tissues have stuff stuck in them. And, you know, sometimes they don't even know why. I'm like, it doesn't matter why.
We hold so much in our bodies. Right. It needs to come out. It needs to come out.
I was saying to my husband today, we went for a walk just before this. That's part of my self-care is walking. And I said, I feel like we've been on a slow simmer, but I feel like we're starting to boil over because it's like I've been just seeing like little explosions around people's having little explosive moments. I'm like, people's pressure cookers, the lids are starting to blow off. Like, put on your hazmat gear or something.
People are about to blow. Send them to us.
Yeah. Right? Oh my goodness.
It's everywhere.
And I feel bad because we're just, maybe it's like, you know, when the horse is back to the barn, like the government just announced today, like we're on the cusp of things kind of, you can see there's in the calendar a scheduled date where we might not have to wear masks anymore. You can see it in the future.
Yeah.
It's like a tangible date now if we're good children and, you know, keep washing our hands.
Comply,
Keep washing your hands, stop picking your nose, all those things. But
and if, I hope this doesn't happen, but if ever we have to take a step back and do more, that's when
we need more breath work.
Things get real low for people, including myself. So it's nice to see the light. We just got to keep moving forward.
And even if they put a little shutter on it for a little while, you can like peek underneath and see, right?
Yeah.
It has been super stressful for people. And I think, I mean, I've been talking to quite a few people in the last few weeks who they don't want to be in their job anymore. They're unhappy, but they don't know what they want. So they know what they don't want.
That was me for my whole life. That was me up until I found breath work.
Right?
I didn't know what it was I was searching for, but I was searching for something that resonated with me and made me feel purposeful, and that felt like my thing. And that's what breathwork was for me. So it changed my life in many, many different ways.
That's amazing. You should write a book.
Okay. How about a pamphlet?
A pamphlet, a chapbook,
I can do a pamphlet.
a blog. Right?
Yeah.
All the ways that the breath work changed your life, because it's changed it in more than one way. That could just be, here I am going, I can't help it. I'm like
please do it.
I'm an explosive. The ideas explode out of my head constantly.
I love it.
Talk about overactive brain.
Just breathe through your nose, Heather. But, you know, those ideas are working for you. So maybe just breathe through your mouth.
No matter, even when I hold my breath sometimes, you know, that the ideas still come.
Amazing.
Yes, those would be a good series of blog posts.
Yeah. Oh, when you said hold your breath holds are a whole different thing too. Breath holds are so fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
Really can bring you to a nice place. Yeah, they're beautiful. Breath holds. Yeah.
You just reminded me when I first started practicing yoga. I first started practicing yoga in like 1999, 2000. And do you remember the yoga sanctuary that was down on College Street, which is not it was a beautiful ballroom. It's not there now anymore, sadly, I don't think. But I was working with his name just left my head. He was a fairly well-known yogi, and he just passed away a few years ago in Vancouver. But he was doing this practice with us with lots of holding the exhales to the point where your brain is like, what's wrong with you? You're going to die. Breathe in. And he's like, you're not going to die. You're not going to die. But I had some wild experiences with that.
Yeah.
And I didn't die.
You didn't die.
Imagine that. I didn't even pass out.
I mean, yeah, you do it safely and you do it not in water.
Good idea.
And you don't do it in the bathtub.
No.
And you do it on your couch and you listen. Yeah, you do it with a trained practitioner and you can get into some good states.
We did it lying on yoga mats. I think we were lying down. I can't remember. Part of it we were lying down. That's when I had some really crazy, oh my God. Someday we'll have to talk about it. Crazy things happened to me when I did that session. Yes, but there was 30 people in the room.
Mm-hmm.
So sharing the love with more than one person at a time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. Yes. You've reinvigorated my brain around breath work and all the things that it does, right? Which is what your goal in life is.
That is my whole goal in life.
Bring breath back to the world. There's a good tagline for you.
Bringing breathing back to you. No, that was not good. Yes, I'll just stick with yours. But yeah, breathe through your nose and have a transformational experience with someone who can guide you. And release.
Don't try this alone at home.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't do it.
It's like, kids, don't try this at home.
Please don't. Yeah. But if you mix some emotional work where you journal with yourself, you bring something up and then you lie down and you do breath work. It's just, it takes it to a whole other game. In fact, I was talking to a psychologist. I was just thinking you should have people do breath work first, because when they come out from breath work, they've got a lot to say. So it really helps things come out and flow. And I mean, you'd be able to make big changes. So if
the journaling brought stress, I guess I would do breath work to tone the stress down. But some breath work definitely fires things up. It's like you want to do both.
Yeah.
Journal, breath, journal.
Yes. Or breathe and journal. But what I was referring to is I was doing this 5-day detox it's 5 days straight. There's an activity where, you think of somebody that you have conflict with, and you write a page to them, and then you write a page as if you were them back to you, and then you lie down and breathe. And so different activities like that. And those 5 days, my inner critic disappeared for a while. I mean, it's back now, but I did not have this voice in my head telling me that I wasn't important, or that what I was doing wasn't important, my inner critic got silenced. And that is powerful.
That is super powerful, right?
Yeah.
And I know the inner critic is just trying to protect you.
Sure. They're
You're
doing
like,
me a
thanks
favor.
so much, but
Yeah.
please be quiet. I'm driving.
Yeah.
Have you read You Are a Badass?
Oh, yeah. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
Jen. Yeah.
I know. Jen Sincero hurts for you.
Yes, we love you. Yeah.
I was just thinking, is that the one? Because I read You're a Badass at Making Money too.
That's
One of
the
them where
one I
she's
read.
like, your inner critic is not allowed to be
Let's talk.
in the front seat,
Yeah.
in the back seat with you. We're going on a road trip.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
get in the back.
Exactly. Yeah.
That was a good analogy, right?
It was. She did
So
it perfectly. Good. Yeah.
And totally relatable.
Absolutely.
That's so awesome. Yeah, breathwork. I'm so excited. So they can get you at BeInBreath.com.
Yeah.
Do you have a Facebook page?
Heather, I do. I just wouldn't know how to get there.
That is fabulous. What's it called?
It would be BeInBreath with, maybe it's BeInBreath with Alicia. I'm not like a computer type person, but yeah, you too. But it's there. BeInBreath. Maybe it's BeInBreath with Alicia, because I know Instagram, my name is no, I don't know. Like, it's either Alicia _InBreath or
Alicia. Is it Alicia in Breath?
There's an underscore somewhere. For now we're talking about Instagram.
Oh no, I'm on Facebook. I'm just over on your Facebook checking it out.
Okay, now I'm going to Instagram because I'm going to get this.
Is there a picture
right.
of a child screaming?
Yes, there is.
It is.
That was my Calm a Mom's program that I'm.
Oh my God, that's
putting
brilliant.
out there. Yeah.
There.
BeInBreath _ Alicia. Okay, that's.
I just put in your Facebook, Alicia in Breath, and a screaming child. That's awesome.
Actually my daughter Frankie, and she loves tantruming. So I really have to turn to the breath throughout the day.
Or for her?
For me. This is for me. She can learn it. I tell her over and over, breathe, Frankie, breathe. She's getting there, but I really need to take control of myself, my state.
Right.
Because when your child is tantruming, you can just say and do things that you regret because you go into the sympathetic mode and you're not thinking rationally.
Right. And you don't want to say something that is going to put the kid into therapy.
Exactly.
20 years, right?
You most likely will, but not if you breathe. You will be more likely to think about it.
It's funny because I still remember something my mom said to me when I was like, I don't know, I was probably like 9 or 10, and it's just like ingrained in my brain, and it still affects how I do things in the world.
What did she say, Heather?
Mom, if you're watching this, I love you. So my little brother Sean we were somewhere, and I had convinced him, I can't remember if I had convinced him or if he wanted to ride my bike home. And she's like, if he gets killed, it's your fault. I was like,
and you never forgot that.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine? Like, just burned into my brain. And I'm the oldest, so I already had that over responsibility about me. It's like, you tell me that it's my fault I killed my brother? Psh, forget about it. It's over.
We love you, Heather's mom.
We love you, Mom.
Well, I would have said the same thing, Heather's mom.
I don't think she goes on Facebook very much. She says she can't figure it out. I'm like, Mom, you're intelligent. You just don't want to figure it out.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for her.
That's amazing. So you do mom work too.
Yeah. I like working with moms because I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I think I met you when you were pregnant, didn't I?
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yep. My first pregnancy or my second, but you were massaging me.
Yes. I think it was your first. I feel like it was your first. Yeah. That's very cool, though. We've known each other for a while. Very awesome.
Long time. Yeah.
When I'm teaching Tai Chi, I teach the Tai Chi Fit. I just say, if you feel like you're getting stressed, a sigh is always nice.
Nice to have
Right?
a sigh of relief. Yeah.
Good to have a sigh. I'm like, just turn everything down.
Yeah.
So cool. So you don't have any specific programs coming up, but I want you to share them in my group or wherever. Share them to me and I'll share them around when you have them coming live.
Absolutely.
And they can book in to see you. Can they book in on your website or do they?
They can, yes. You can reach me anyway. You can reach me through my website. You can reach me through Facebook or Instagram. And so I'll be right there waiting.
That would be amazing. And we're going to talk again.
Please.
You know, I'm the ideal woman.
All right.
Beautiful.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Is there anything else? Do you have parting thoughts for everyone? Breathe through your nose.
Breathe through your nose, please. Don't forget to engage the diaphragm. That's what it's for. And if you have any pelvic floor muscle issues, it's all connected. It's all connected.
You're just telling me this now?
Okay, we'll talk about this next time.
Okay, we'll talk about this next time. Oh my God. See, there's way more.
I just want to leave a little bit there. A little bit
By the way.
Come back. Tick, tick.
Okay, my friend.
This is great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Good to see you.
You too.
All right.
You too.
Thanks,
Have a great.
everybody.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure.
Bye.
Hi, my friend. Thanks so much for listening to this entire podcast. If you found it useful and you're like me and you like helping others, please feel free to share this. Just give it a like, give it a comment. If you found something useful in it, there's a chance that someone else will find something useful as well. Also, if you have any questions at all, I can absolutely help and I would love to help. You can email me at heather@prosperityflowcoaching.com. If you want more of this awesome content, you can follow me on Instagram, Heather Stewart Coaching. You can follow me on Facebook, Prosperity Flow Coaching. And I have a personal request. I want to help as many people as I can with these podcasts. And if you could give me a review, hopefully a good one, if you could share, if you could send this out into the world, I would truly appreciate it. I hope you have an amazing day. And I hope that you find your way to wellness by getting back to me. Take care, my friend.